Good day, and welcome back to another one of these. My name is Jackson, and today we're going to be going through a team that a lot of people say has bandwagon fans. And I'm pretty sure everyone now knows who I'm talking about. We're talking about the Golden State Warriors. And the main reason why I really want to talk about them is that when you go on the media, or you're scrolling through Instagram or Facebook, whatever tickles your fancy, a lot of things have been coming up recently of these people saying that this Warriors team are going to be true contenders straight out of the gate next season, and that they're almost locks to be in the Western Conference Finals, which I can see if you're looking at it and you're only looking at three players that you might think that because you're getting deja vu. But I feel that there are a lot of red flags that people are sort of cruising over and brushing to the side. And I just don't think you can do that with just the sheer concern that these red flags give me, at least. That you just need to be double checking these type of things. And I don't have them as a lock next season. I'm honestly, it's similar to the Nets in my last video, where there's just a lot of these red flags that just scare me and concern me about this team. And one of the big ones, and I think it's probably the biggest, is that they have absolutely no depth. Now, they actually don't have much in the way of players signed onto the rosters right now, but they also have a large chunk of their salary already being used in Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins, and Draymond Green. Now, three of those players are not like the other one. Now, I'm pretty sure you can guess which one I'm talking about, and that's Andrew Wiggins. The man is getting paid $30 million, and he is not producing like $30 million. And I don't know what this team can really do, because I don't think his trade value is very high. He is a purely offensive player, and the Golden State Warriors have enough of them. I mean, if he was making like maybe 15, I'd even say $20 million, I could understand keeping him around, but I feel like they just have to move away from him just to free up some room so that they can actually make some moves this offseason and bolster this very lackluster bench. I mean, the bench that they're most likely going to be running back is the starting five that they had all year, and that starting five sucked. I don't really want to hear about guys like Damian Lee, Kai Bowman, Jordan Poole. The only real person on this entire team that I have much weight in is Eric, and I believe it's pronounced Pascal or Paschal. Please let me know if I'm wrong in pronouncing that. But he's the only person out of that bunch that I think has true potential to be an impact player on a championship team. The others just haven't shown that. I mean, Jordan Poole, I've had a bunch of Warriors fans tell me that he had a very strong end of the season. So he must have really sucked the first half, because what I saw was the first half of the season, and he wasn't good. He just didn't shoot the ball well, and you just look at his splits from the end of the season, and he didn't shoot well. He shot 33% from the field, just shy of 28% from three. He was just not efficient on offense, and his defense was probably one of the worst on the team. But then you can move into the three actual bright spots, right? You've got Steph Curry. Yes, he's making a lot of money, but he's one of the few players in this league that I truly believe deserves a Supermax contract. You have Klay Thompson, who's coming back from injury, and whilst a lot of people think that he's going to be completely fine, I have my concerns. And then you have Draymond Green, who quite literally packed it in this season and went on a holiday before the season ended, it seemed. He just didn't play the way you want him to. And it's almost like he refused to play hard because he knew his team wasn't going to win. And that was kind of disappointing in my eyes. He only played 43 games. He was most likely injured. I'm not saying that he was faking it or anything like that. But when he did play, he did not play well. He shot less than 40% from the field. He shot just shy of 28% from three. He only averaged about 8 points a game, and then 6 rebounds and 6 assists. And his defense was just not at the level we expect from Draymond Green. I mean, it was kind of painful to watch a lot of these Warriors games, and arguably I didn't watch many because it was honestly painful. But moving on to a little bit more of these red flags that I've noticed, and the big one for me that I think a lot of people are brushing away, and it's something that I just briefly said before, and that's Klay Thompson's injury. Now, I know that a lot of people think and have said that it shouldn't affect him much because he's a shooter. He's a catch and shoot player. He's just a pure flamethrower, and he doesn't do as much. He doesn't play as much inside. He doesn't require to score much in the paint. He's not an athletic ball handler. He's nothing like that. But I feel that a lot of people are missing that Klay Thompson is up there almost every season with the most movement per game. He runs around the most. Generally, when you look at the sort of like feet ran in a game, Klay Thompson's up there with guys like Duncan Robinson, JJ Redick, and other spot-up shooters, Kyle Korver. You can just basically keep naming shooters, especially catch-and-shoot shooters, because they're so consistently having to run around screens, having to cut in, cut out, having to basically completely swing from one side to the other to get open. They're consistently moving, and it's actually probably one of the more dynamic positions or play types in the entire game. And one thing that really set Klay Thompson apart was that he had a really good first step, and it's helped him with his defense, just adding that little extra burst of power from that first step with his size and his already strong basketball IQ. He was able to defend very well, and he's one of the key reasons this Warriors team was so great. Without that, which is a concern with this ACL injury, he might take a step back. He might not have as many open shots. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to come out and he's going to basically be Lonzo Ball, but he might not have so many open shots than we're used to seeing from him. He might not close out as well than we're used to seeing from him. And to me, I feel like that is a big red flag that no one's talking about. And I think that it needs to sort of be a little bit more analysed. Now, I've seen tape of him running sprints. I've seen tape of him moving around and actually doing proper workouts. But you saw the same from Boogie Cousins. You saw the same from basically every athlete that's come back from an injury, like Isaiah Thomas, everyone. You see all these tapes and it makes them look like they're at 100% and they come back and they're just blatantly not. And that's something that I'm just slightly concerned about with this team, and especially with Klay Thompson. Now, this isn't me sort of wanting this to happen, but it's definitely something that just needs to be looked at, that this team isn't as strong as a lot of people are painting them out to be. And I just really hope that we can look at it at a more realistic level and really sort of decide what this team needs to do, because they definitely need to plug this bench hole. I don't know how they're going to do it because they've got so much money tied up with certain players. And they need to sort of, I would say, bring Klay back on a minute restriction, because you need to sort of test it out before letting the horse run. But this is one of those situations similar to the Nets where a lot of this is that we have to wait and see. Like, we have to wait and see that Draymond can bring the intensity that he did during the dynasty of the Warriors. We need to see that Steph's broken hand hasn't affected his shot, which I really doubt it has. He's Steph Curry. He'll always be a prolific shooter. Like, I have no doubts that Steph Curry is going to come back and average high 20s and just be the force that he has been for close to a decade in this league. But there's just these other red flags that surround the already established pieces that just definitely, you just need to look into them a little bit more than I feel like a lot of the media and a lot of the fans are doing, because a lot of the sort of Warriors fans are just basically being ignorant with a lot of these things and just saying that they're going to come back and win the title. Oh, they've got Steph, they've got Klay, it's going to be easier cakewalk. And then you've got these other fans, like the Lakers fans and all these other people that are saying, like, oh, well, they're going to come back and they're going to be strong. But I really don't see it. I mean, if, let's just say Steph gets injured because he's got a reputation of being made of glass, and let's just say that Klay Thompson does lose a step coming back, and that Draymond Green isn't that intensity bringer that he's been throughout this dynasty, this team is going to go straight back into those lottery picks and most likely get another high pick again. And then everyone's going to have the same thing that they said like during the season, that these guys are going to come back and they're going to have a top level pick. Well, this season they have a top level pick and a very weak draft. So it's not really going to help them much. And personally, I think that they should definitely move on from that second pick and Andrew Wiggins and see what the market can really give them. Because from what I can see now, and factoring in the red flags that I've said and I've noticed, this isn't a championship team. It's just plain old isn't. And I think that they would be overachieving to make the 5th seed, especially in the West with the sheer amount of talent that's coming in there, and especially the young talent that is coming in there. But as I said, this is another one of those things that's just a wait and see. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see. But if you like the videos, subscribe, leave a like. I sort of want to get more into the rhythm of posting these. And let me know if you have any things you want me to cover or any certain topics that interest you that I can delve into. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.